I thought it would be a good idea before I do my sing-a-thon on Thoroughly Modern Miliie to give you guys some information about Thoroughly Modern Miliie. So, like, if you don't know anything about it, you have a little background knowledge before I just start singing the songs. Thoroughly Modern Miliie is a musical, and it's about this girl who wants to be modern, and it's, I think, during the 20s or something, and she wants to be modern, and she like sees how like the times are transforming, and the times go from longer skirts to shorter skirts, and curls to bobs. And so she goes with the changes, and she's like poor. She's not really wealthy, but she has a big family, and she moves to New York, Manhattan, and she thinks that she can have fresh start on her life, and she has a plan that she's going to get a job and marry her boss, because that's like the modern way. And she stays at this like hotel apartment thing, and it's like, I think it's only girls that live there, and they're like people who want to like start a life. And the hostess, not the hostess, but like the manager or whatever, her name is Mrs. Mears, and she secretly works with the Chinese people, and she takes all the orphan girls that stay at the hotel or apartment, and she makes them white slaves. And so like she kidnaps them, but only if they're orphans, because she doesn't want people wondering like their families or whatever, and there tends to be a lot of orphans that come to live at that apartment / hotel. And so Millie's been living there, but since she has a big family, nothing's happened to her. Mrs. Mears hasn't touched her because she's not gonna. And then she meets this girl, Dorothy. And Dorothy is rich, but she wants to come down to living like a poor person to kind of get that little other feeling. And it's really funny because she gets in a taxi, and she's coming out, and this is when she meets Millie, and the taxi driver says 50 cents, and she's just like, oh, let me get my checkbook out. And then so she's trying to write a check for 50 cents. So then Millie comes and helps her. So that's how they meet. And then Dorothy is, she's rich, but she's trying, like, you know how I said. And so she's doing that, and then she says that she's an orphan. So then Mrs. Mears starts to think of ways she could kidnap her. But they never seem to work out, because Millie is always there, like, defending her, kind of, but she doesn't even know. Like, one time, she was giving Dorothy a poisonous apple, and then Millie just came up, she's like, oh, don't eat this, it'll spoil your appetite. And she didn't even intend to stop Mrs. Mears, but she did. So it's kind of funny. And then Millie meets her boss, and he is so cute. She loves him, she's gonna marry him, that's her plan. But then she also meets this boy named Jimmy, and he is also poor, or as he says, and his dad was a gardener for Miss Muzzy. I don't know her last name, but Muzzy, that's what they call her. And so they have a party with the Muzzies, and supposedly Miss Muzzy, her husband, died. And so they go on an adventure, blah blah blah. They save Dorothy from Miss Mears, and at the end, she finds out, Millie finds out that Jimmy is really a multi-millionaire, because he's Miss Muzzy's son, and so is Dorothy. So it's like all twisted and everything. So that's basically it. So I'm gonna start singing. Catch you later. Bye.